Yeah, I wanted to make another video. I think I cut out a little bit too short. And you already know my slogans, people. I don't want to be one of those cats covered up a little bit too short. Not stacking up to the deck. And just not cutting it, people. And with that being said, I'm looking to get those subscriptions up. I'm looking to get those likes, those follows, the subscribers up. So we can do live videos and continue to, get to that global sensation that I like to talk about. When I talk about, Uncle Bobby going global, when I'm talking about Puerto Rico, Argentina, Australia, Mexico, France, pretty much anywhere, that YouTube could be found. I like to think that Uncle Bobby is definitely there, to entertain you. And I want to take this to another level, and capture the attention of the, millions and millions of the people, just looking to unlock the clock together. As you travel through the streets, as you traverse, and you got to deal with all these people, shoulder to shoulder, breathing their hot breath all over you, just breathing their bagel bits all over your neck. They cream cheese salmon bagels with extra onions all in your neck. Only going crazy, holding a cup of coffee in both hands, double fisting coffees for whatever reason. Sometimes it takes several cups of coffee to get your day going. I like to think that, it can be part of your daily activities. Maybe you don't have to deal with that. We talked about that. Maybe you are, on the train, on the bus, on the plane. Maybe, you are in a taxi, taking that Uber. Maybe you're taking an e-bike. Maybe you're taking an e-scooter. Or maybe you're just going old school and you're actually pedaling somewhere, actually getting some exercise and effort in your daily activities. And again, I just want to be a part of your daily activities as we continue to evolve, this whole situation. Now, I figure since people tend to be on their phones and they don't really make any connections anyway now, maybe I could use this opportunity to use the phone to remind people about, their lack of communication skills, their lack of making a connection in real life, and real people out there, with real opportunities. Most people squander that, for an attempt to try to get something that's over your phone. As we talked about, people getting into artificial intelligent conversations and not even realizing that they're being catfished by trained AI, over these sites, getting all sorts of information, conversational skills off of you, so that they themselves can do it again to somebody else, but with more, actually meaningful conversational bits. And I was talking about the lack of communications with couples these days. Everybody has their face on the phone, nobody's talking anymore. Then now, more than ever, people are having more pointed conversations with AIs over their phone, sending them nude pictures. The women never look the same, but men never seem to care. Keep sending them dumb pics over there, your dumb pics. And it just seems to be something that gives you, what is it, a gratification situation where you're like, oh, you know what, self-gratification. Sometimes people tend to get caught up watching so much pornography and going one-on-one with the great one, so much so that they don't even want to do it with their spouses anymore. As they talk about the lack of testosterone and the degrade of, sexual thrust and thrills now. When people complain, oh, they're giving away all the good testosterone to all the trans men and women, talking about, oh, they give away all the good hormones away to these transgender women. Maybe you just don't put enough effort to get sex in the bed. You put enough effort to look sexy before you get into it, but then you don't want to have sex when you go to bed because you lost the lust, the thrills. I don't know. And it just seems like they're caught up with the society's objectiveness to the body and what you should look like. So then they go and mod their bodies. They get their titties done, their ass done. And then they get all this attention, and then they're like, oh my God, I don't want nobody to look at my body. They're objectifying my body. I'm like, why would you even do that if you didn't want that kind of attention? That was the only attention you was really gonna get. I mean, it's not to say you wouldn't have a meaningful situation going on, but when most men see this, even women, I've seen women stop and stare at these women they walk by like, oh my god, it brings out the fucking lesbian in them, the Billie Eilish. You think that you're the one that want to eat their duck with tacos, yum yum yum, delicious. No, some of these women want to push you the fuck up, get the fuck out of here. This is mine. This is my butterflies. Start reading rainbow shit. Butterflies in the sky. I could go twice as high. Anyway, either way. I was standing outside having a conversation, and this crazy, thick, done up body woman was walking by, and the lady I'm talking to even stopped to stare at this woman's body like, oh, fuck. If I was younger, I'd tear this woman down. I'd tear that up, she'd probably tell me. I'm sure she would. And for right now, I'm just enjoying the conversation. I'm starting to build the channel up, so I'm definitely going to start, staying on topic. Staying on point, even though I've been told I have that HD mentality, where I tend to jump around. But, I don't think that you have a problem with that. I think you're going to get familiar, with the way I do things around here. And, of course, I'm just trying to carry on the tradition of reminding you to remember me, pushing my podcast over there on Spotify again. I don't know if I did push that idea, but I'm going to continue to push that podcast. Because I'm looking to make it very controversial, very interesting, and I'm looking for people to hit those comment sections. I'm looking for people to hit the comment sections here as well. I'm looking to keep this interesting as well. I kind of want to make this an extension of what my other show is, but I want to take it to another, branch. Because I'm looking at multi-platform, this whole thing. Reminding people, they said that I couldn't have done it. They said I couldn't get it done. They said that as soon as people are laughing at me, they're not going to be laughing with you. I said I don't have an issue with making fun of myself sometimes. And sometimes I tend to tell people they tend to take themselves way too serious. And I don't want to be guilty of taking myself too serious. And hopefully you don't take anything that I say serious. Sometimes you need to just understand we're trying to make a conversation. And if you want to be a part of that, put your insight. Again, we're looking for suggestions. We're looking for ideas. And we're looking to make this grow. We're looking to hit that first 50 subscribers so I can go live. And, again, I'm building this channel. I didn't have anything in particular, in mind when I started really getting in this video. But, again, I'm looking to make it, like my slogan, bigger, lengthier, with the Avania larger. Uncle Bobby, the experience. You already know. We're looking to take over everything, all things that has to do with a platform. We're looking to be everywhere. We're looking to have the army presidents. And the man that had the insight and the foresight. And again, you already know my slogans. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit caught up. It's been a long day. I'm actually dealing with a form of a health issue, a mineral deficiency. And my body is just kind of low on the fluid. So I'm dealing with that, a little bit off. But again, I'm still bringing 100% authenticity, and, while I get my health in check, I like to remind people that sometimes you need to make sure you're in good health, and good mental health, as you need to maybe take your wellness checks. But definitely, to make sure to check, do your checkups. You don't want to end up with a bunch of debilitating situations happening at once while you're trying to run a very ambitious show, very ambitious programming. And if you count my old show that got canceled, the Uncle Bobby Experience, and the new show, I'm over like 600 episodes plus, and I'm gonna continue to do what I do until I'm well over 10,000 episodes and above, because I like to do that good work over here, as I believe in trabajo works over here. Remind you, el gringo loco, muy caliente, muy fuego, muy duro, muy fuerte. And even with the 59% West European, which I don't know how, because I have 2 Puerto Rican parents, I still bring that Latino heat. Reminding you, for the morning, afternoon, or whenever we catch up, hit those subscribes, those likes, those shares, and I'm looking to continue to make this a bigger platform here. And yeah, people, till the next time, peace.